Hey everybody, welcome to another Goody Reader review video. My name is Michael.
And this is Peter.
Today we're going to take a look at the Microsoft Surface Pro. This is day one. It just came out Saturday, and we're going to give you our initial reviews over it, and then in the future give you a more comprehensive hands-on review. We're going to look at some of the RT apps. We'll also look at some of the dedicated pro gaming apps. So we have Omerta City of Gangsters that we'll show you, and we'll actually show you some of the strengths and limitations on the Surface Pro. Peter, why don't you show them everything that this device has to offer?
Same kind of look as the RT, so you're not going to see anything different there. You have your light sensor, front-facing camera, Windows button on the bottom. On the very bottom you have the snapping attachment for the keyboard. So what you want to do, bring in your keyboard, either touch keyboard or your mechanical keyboard. This one is the flat touch keyboard case. You can see as I tilt it, it's virtually flat. Advantage of this one is that it is crazy thin, but typing is going to take a little bit getting used to. So just kind of hover the thing over there, and it automatically kind of snaps into place. You can't really plug it in wrong. So
when you snapped it in, it didn't make the snapping sound like it does in the commercial.
It doesn't. I think that was like over exaggerated. I was expecting.
I'm
it to make that
disappointed.
noise.
I think we should return this just based on that lack of the snap.
So you have that. It's connected and it communicates via the 6 pins at the bottom. On the right side you have 5 pins for your charger and your stylus / your pen. There was a pen that was included with the Surface. It's kind of just like, it just looks like a regular pen. You'll see it. Well, actually, here it is. Mike just found it. It's a cool looking pen. Doesn't really. It's not a real pen, so it's got the little blue retractable.
The cool thing about it is that you could interact with the display just hovering an inch above the screen, so you don't actually need to be touching the screen. You could just be like, because it's done with infrared, so you can be done about an inch or two above the screen, still interact with things. And
then you have your magnet snap to hold your pen when you're not charging it, but when you are charging it, make sure you don't lose this because this can't go on there when the charger's there. You have a micro SD card. It's no longer located on the underside of the flap here, and we'll show you that.
And you could actually upgrade to 64 gigs.
This actually does support 64. This is the 64 gig version of the Windows Microsoft Surface, but you can get the 128 or you can just get the 64 and upgrade it via SD. There is a standby / power button. You have a port on top, looks to be like a microphone. And then on the left side, you have volume up and down, 3.5mm headphone jack, full USB, and, of course, kickstand. So you'll see 64 gig version, and you have your kickstand here. So once you are ready to go, you can get your kickstand, get your keyboard, snap. Kind of made that noise.
Yeah, it kind of did that time.
And your Ultrabook status. Pretty much instant Ultrabook status. Now, one of the major drawbacks on this device, just from looking at it in the stores, is that you notice that it's $8.99 starting without the keyboard. 64 gig version with the keyboard, all said and done after taxes and eco fee in Canada, $1,180.
Yeah.
So very, very huge investment. The 128 gig, expect to put another $200 on top of that, just because it's $100 more plus the additional taxes on top.
Just to throw you some last minute specs, 10.6 inches, 1920 by 1080 is the resolution. I would recommend an SD card for the main reason is that it may say it's 64 gigs, but when we turn it on, we had about 23 gigs after the OS and all the default apps are installed. Front-facing camera shoots video in 720p, and it's about 1.2 megapixels. Processors at Intel Core i5 1.7 gigahertz dual-core processor, and of course it has all of your, Bluetooth 4.0. It has a micro HDMI. It has like a number of kind of cool things. So let's take a look at some of the software aspects of it. So this is the main RT interface as you see here. It's pretty standard fare if you have Windows 8 installed at home. Now, there's no surprises here. If this is your first experience with Windows 8, or if you've not really seen the Surface RT tablet, this is the new sort of interface. A lot of it's live tiles, so you can see weather changes, things are here. As you can see here, we have this is the store. It's pretty easy to just like install whatever you want if you're, say, like a Stumble Upon fan.
It's as easy as clicking the install button. You'll see the things running across the top of the screen. That gives you an indication that it is loading.
So there's a bit of a difference. You may have heard of Microsoft Surface RT, which if you've seen our YouTube video review on it, it's basically just RT apps. Now these are apps designed for Windows 8 and for the RT platform, which means that they're all optimized to be touchscreen friendly, and they're all sort of designed to like work with this sort of interface. I much prefer Windows 8 to be this interface. Everything's bright and bubbly, very touchscreen friendly, whereas if you go to the new Pro, does this really look touchscreen friendly?
This looks like a computer monitor. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's basically it. You know, can't pinch and zoom, but you can, like, you know, have your Firefox apps and stuff like that, and you can pinch and zoom here, and it is touchscreen friendly. But if you click in the search bar, the keyboard doesn't pop up unless you hit this.
That was something that I completely don't agree on. If you click on an empty search field or somewhere that it prompts you to type, it should bring up the keyboard if your detachable keyboard is not attached. I think it should just automatically do that.
Yeah, I mean, on any other Android or iOS tablet, yeah, or on anything, you touch the search field, the on-screen keyboard would come up. This sort of makes you do that. Not a huge fan. But I mean, despite the fact that this is optimized, the X's are really small.
Yeah.
You do need to use the stylus a lot, I found, because, I mean, again, my average guy, my fingers are not the smallest in the world.
And you see the stylus has a little dot that follows you around. We're holding it about an inch away, so you can interact with it from there.
Okay, so what are the hyping factors with the Surface Pro versus the Surface RT? Well, this will run legacy apps, so you can install your Telnet apps, your your mudding apps, any types of games. You can install Star Wars Old Republic, World of Warcraft, but the battery life will only last you about 4 hours, which it sucks. And I mentioned before about lack of space. We have one game and one movie installed. We saw 24 gigs out of the 60 that are free. And so it's very misleading when you say that you can get a 64 gig model, but technically you only have like 24 to work with. I'm not too much of a fan about that.
No, absolutely not. Look at the breakdown. You get a 64 gig model advertised. You only get 50 MB usable, and out of that, half of that is for things that are pre-installed. So realistically, you get about 24, 25 gigs out of the 64, which is that's less than half.
Consider it's like $1,200.
Oh yeah, the device is about $1,200, as you've seen. Either if you're just joining us now, this is the 64 gig version with the $120 keyboard after taxes and fees. $1,200.
Yeah, I mean it's woeful.
Very
expensive. To be honest, you do need to get that 64 gig micro SD in order to really make this relevant. But then again, it is like a solid state drive. But Microsoft Surface is trying to be like a hybrid tablet ultrabook. Any ultrabook I see has at least like a 200 to like a 500 gig hard drive.
Right.
Sometimes it's multiple terabytes with an ultrabook. Let's look at a game. We said we downloaded Omerta City of Gangsters.
And our hard drive is almost full.
Yeah, via Steam. And so here is like the games. This is mainly so you could see what the true gaming experience is with non-RT apps. So resolution, not too bad.
It's a big screen too.
Yeah, it is.
11.6
This is
inch.
certainly bigger than an iPad, bigger than a lot of things.
So we'll continue. We just got past the beginning stages of all the setup, so we'll dive right in.
5 minutes after I arrived in Atlantic City. Prohibition hasn't changed much here. Tourists still flock to the world's playground for drinking around at the tables.
You can see things are loading pretty quick.
Oh yeah, very
Yeah.
very quick, very crisp sound. Speakers are kind of at the top behind the unit, and they shoot outwards. With their, as you can see in our hardware review, there's a gap that the speakers kind of escape from. So you can see here, it's kind of one of those farm building, town building kind of games, but it's all 3D. It's not pre-rendered or anything like that. So you have to go and select your hideout to.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we're both very unfamiliar with this game. I just bought it on Steam last night, and I heard good things. I mean, it just came out, so I don't really know what type of game it is. I think it's kind of like an RTS, kind of gangster adventure type of game, but if you're familiar with this game, don't hate us because we don't really know what this game's about yet.
I have no idea how to play this game, but...
It's mainly just like a benchmark test on like how this game that just came out, how does it perform, you know, in this type of thing. Of course, you can still like play really high frame rate games, you know, like a Crysis or like a Far Cry 3 and stuff like that. But of course, you're not gonna get dynamic shadows and textures and anti-aliasing and stuff because it really doesn't have a solid built-in video card, so you're dealing with like this sort of the onboard sort of graphics. So you're not going to get that sort of true PC experience, but you'll be able to at least play those PC games. And like I said, I mean, for mobile computers, being able to like play your World of Warcraft and being able to play like your MMORPGs or your heavy action games, like you can install Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, or Black Ops on here if you wanted to.
Treat it as a computer, basically.
Yeah, and that's really it is. It's sort of like a combination of like a tablet and a computer. And this is one of the few ones out there that are running the full version of Windows 8, both the RT and being able to run legacy apps. So sound quality is not too bad. How's the video quality? I know we have a Blu-ray movie that we had purchased.
Let's exit out of here, and we have a Blu-ray copy that we put to our.
It's like the
computer.
digital copy from like the store-bought copy that we have.
So this is Cloud Atlas, very colorful movie. We won't put it too much toward the end of the clip, just in case you haven't watched it yet. So most of what you'll see here is just stuff you've seen in trailers, but very high quality. I mean, it transferred pretty quick too on a USB. We put everything on a USB, plugged the USB into the device here, and everything transferred pretty quick. It's about a 2.6, 2.7 gig file, and it's not the loudest audio clip because it's a very quiet movie, but you know, it's not too bad. Yeah,
it's 1080p, so you're gonna get that sort of like high quality stuff. So if you're say buying the Avengers and you're putting the digital edition on here, it's gonna be good. And I mean, if you've not seen Cloud Atlas, I really recommend this movie. This movie's amazing.
Good movie.
Yeah. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and I think, I really recommend it.
It's a good movie. Don't give anything away.
Yeah. So let's exit out of here. And with RT, I mean, of course, when you're using, whether you're getting the Surface RT or the Surface Pro, I'd say the Pro offers a little bit more versatility. But apps like Kindle were designed for this touchscreen interface. So as you can see, it's all very solid.
Lightning fast page turns.
We're of course a Goody Reader. We're all about reading, and having a big tablet like this allows more text to be on the page. This is the Kindle app for Windows 8. There's a lot of Windows 8 e-reading apps out right now. Nook, Kobo, Press Reader, Zinio, tons of others. It seems like since when we first reviewed the RT on day one, there was Kindle and Kobo. Now there's everything. So the Windows RT store system has really come far very fast, and it has way more support for RT than the BlackBerry 10 will ever have.
Right. So I mean, you've seen in countless of our videos how to, press and hold to make notes and highlights and quick definitions and stuff like that.
File.
Reddit.
Indeed.
Full in book readbacks. You can make notes. Pretty much everything you've seen on a Kindle app you can do, because it is the Kindle
And
app.
you saw when you were taking a note, the keyboard appeared.
Yeah, finally.
So it looks like
On
when
some
you're
things.
when you're in RT, the keyboard will appear, but when you're in like the traditional Windows desktop, it won't appear.
Right.
So RT very touch friendly, Pro not so touchscreen friendly.
Right.
Is really what it comes down to in real world circumstances. That is.
So yeah, I mean, you have it's your standard Kindle experience, so it is the full version on the Windows App World store there.
Yeah, I mean, a higher resolution equates a little bit better quality. Let's take a look at a comic book that we have.
So we can go to my comics. I know these are in the cloud, but should be able to. There you go. Double tap to do guided view. So it's not going to go away. There we go. So yeah, you have the landscape mode, but for the sake of this, we'll turn it to a way a comic book should traditionally look.
Yeah,
And that's portrait.
see, it's very quick.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
It still has
It
the
still
endless
has
zoom.
Endless zoom. You can. I think you can keep going till there. You can hit the 1 pixel. Oh yeah. Look forward to that. A
Yeah.
lot of the time, iPads will, and so forth, will like stop
They have
you.
yeah, they have
and
limits.
Then it retracts.
There's
It
no
go-
limits
it
in
goes like that.
Windows.
You just keep on going, which could be advantageous. I mean, sometimes the limit isn't enough, for certain things.
I would
so-
say even for like aspiring artists, if you want to see like how the shading is done
exactly.
properly.
how they blend two colors together, or how they do an outline.
Whereas
You-
like with an iPad, it would probably lock you about here.
yeah.
But with here, it's like you can actually see how the artist does like the line shading.
Yeah.
And combined with the stylus, this actually is a very excellent device aimed at artists,
Right.
because you can install like say like an Adobe Photoshop, like the full version, like Adobe Creative Suite, and you can get your Dreamweaver, you can have your Photoshop, you can get the Photoshop touch for your iPad, but you're not going to get that true Photoshop experience. So combined with the stylus, you can actually use this as a pretty solid, art device.
Right.
And, being able to like learn how to draw comics, I would pretty well recommend this. So you can see that we've taken a look at a lot of the RT apps. It sort of serves you as sort of a benchmark. We showed you how the PC game looks. We showed you how some of the RT apps work. Of course, I would say on a Windows tablet, you would probably want Kindle for RT over Kindle for PC.
Yeah.
Just because this is optimized to be touchscreen friendly, although you can interact with, say, a Kindle for PC. With a touchscreen, it's not optimized. Things aren't easy to interact with, being able to minimize, open, close. Everything is just sort of small and meant to be clicked on with like a mouse and stuff like that. But as you can see, we have Steam there, so it's very easy to download like any of the games that you want. So soon we'll be installing our copies of XCOM, the new game, get FTL going, and a lot of
Exactly.
other things.
And as you can see, you can download from the store games, apps that were not Windows apps, but
It was
Windows
made for RT, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. We're not running off of, say, the desktop to play this. This is directly on the tablet. Oh, and this is where the audio really comes out. Turn that down to about half. HB.
You're murdering those poor scientists.
Oh no. Hey, it's not my fault that machine gun bullets come out of the bottom of my jetpack.
Is it?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty sick game if you think about it.
I wonder how physically that would even be possible.
Yeah, right?
Like, when you move up in the air, you shoot bullets, but it seems like you're not limited to ammo.
Yeah.
It's just like perpetual bullets.
Exactly. Oh, I missed the power up. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh. Yeah, so
And like you're underwater, so shouldn't your bullets be
No,
like
no.
breaking the glass?
oh yeah, that's true. Well, you're shooting it at the
And same with the missed rockets. Wouldn't that like
where do the rockets end
yeah,
up, right?
where did they end up?
Oh no. Anyways,
Yeah, this game like on a philosophical level does not really make
you
too
really
much
break
sense.
it down,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally. If you break it down, this game is technically impossible. Maps.
So we're in the U.S. of A, traveling towards Vancouver,
You know, you could just
Squamish.
keep on zooming.
Wonder if it has endless zoom on here.
Yeah, probably not.
No,
No.
stops you at the road. Pretty decent map, shows you direction of highways and all that kind of stuff.
So we could show you countless things, but we won't. Really, if you watch our other RT video, we give you an overview of like every single app, you know, on the main screen here. In the end, 4-hour battery life. If you get the 64 gig, you have like basically 20 to work with. I don't know if I'd recommend this. I mean, there are other companies out there that are doing like full Windows 8 Pro tablets like Asus and stuff like that. But a lot of tablet companies are saying, you know, despite the fact that Windows 8 was kind of made with the intention of being more touchscreen friendly than ever, the reality is it's not. You know, you're going to get touchscreen apps and big interactions with the RT version of it. I would say the only advantage to like the traditional Windows desktop would probably be playing games and maybe watching movies that you copy over via the full USB drive and stuff like that. I mean, it gives you the best of both worlds. You get RT and you get all of your legacy apps. If, you know, web developing, art, you know, gaming, the possibilities are endless. I mean, it's basically a combination of an Ultrabook and a tablet.
Let's not forget that this 64 gig device with a 4-hour battery and only about 25 gig hard drive after all said and done is $1,200. This is $1,200 without having the highest model.
It's more than say
I-
this, the 128 gigabyte version of this,
I
the
can't-
iPad, and then also with the Kindle
The
Fire
Kindle
HD7, and then you'd probably still have money left over to get.
Let's throw in a smartphone too.
Yeah,
I honestly think if you want the Microsoft Surface experience and you want the Windows experience, Windows 8 RT experience, buy the Microsoft Surface RT. It's come down in price. It's a little bit old by now, so you can probably get a good deal on it. It's a way better deal. Don't get this for the sole intention of using it as a laptop, because for $1,200 you could get a pretty hardcore laptop / Ultrabook. I would not put that money
oh man,
towards this.
this costs as much as a MacBook Air.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I would get a MacBook. I don't even like Apple. I respect Apple, but I would never use Apple, and I would still get an Apple MacBook Air over this because
Yeah.
it's just too much
If you're
money.
looking at something to substitute your like Ultrabook, I would not buy this at
Right.
all. I would buy like a dedicated Windows Ultrabook if that's what you needed,
Yeah.
or I would get like a MacBook Air. This sort of tries to do both things. It tries to be an Ultrabook and it tries to be a tablet, and I think it kind of fails on both fronts.
Yes.
Mainly because of the crappy memory and you know, the price. I mean, it's two huge barriers because you'll need to buy an SD card, and a 64 gig SD card, micro SD card, is like what?
Oh, it's about $100 right there. So honestly, yeah, I mean, you can utilize this with your finger, keyboard, a mouse, built-in included stylus, or even a capacitive stylus. So it's very versatile. But honestly, anything this has showed us, and we've used the RT, we've used the Windows Pro for hours. All of our team kind of agrees. It all comes down to the fact that this is too much money. It's too much money. It's as simple as that. I don't agree with the price tag whatsoever. I think you can just do a lot more with. You can do a lot more with that $1,200 and buy this. I would say once again, if you want the Microsoft Surface experience with the cool kickstand and the awesome keyboard, don't get me wrong, it's a really cool keyboard. I would just get the RT version. It's less stress on your wallet. You have it, and just, you know, buy a tablet or buy a computer.
Yeah, I mean, for if you really want to get that Windows 8 Pro, I'd probably get another brand other than the Surface.
Yes.
It's too expensive, and I mean, this is not indicative to being touchscreen friendly. Once you play a game or something, it kind of is. But I mean, if you're playing like a World of Warcraft, it's a click fest.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna need to hook up an external mouse and use the keyboard.
You don't want to be like...
Yeah, totally. I don't know if I would use this as my day-to-day device. And I mean, we review a lot of tablets and we review a lot of like kind of cool gadgets. I don't see myself like using this, you know?
No, I agree. I completely agree.
All
I
right.
think the device is good, but the price is too high. But honestly, watch this, and we want to hear your thoughts on it, because maybe you guys have different opinions than we do.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll be glad to comment and answer any questions or concerns. If you want us to test anything specifically out, kindly let us know. In the meantime, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/goodereader, and this has been a full review of the Microsoft Surface Pro. My name is Michael.
And my name is Peter.
Everybody take care.